Hi, Carly. Thanks for sending the question. I'm sorry you're having trouble getting into the help center, and hopefully you'll be able to work out some hours. Let me know what your schedule is like, and we'll see what we can work out. Maybe something later on a Thursday or something. Anyways, let me know what your schedule is like, and we'll see what we can figure out. So, looking at this problem, you started off really well, and the values that you've got here, it's interesting because at some of these values you're going to end up with an undefined um, um, value on the left-hand side of your equation. So if you have -2, you'll get a 0 in your denominator because this one here is going to be a 0, and if you have 3, you'll get a 0 in your denominator there, and so on. And then the numerator, if you use x equals 0, you'll get a 0 there. So you've got a good starting point for those values, and we don't want x to equal any of these values, so we're going to have to use round brackets if we're using those in our interval. So when you're doing your test, I can see here that you've tested for x equals 3 on your number line, and you found that values of 3 are greater, well actually just values greater than 3, and that's why you've got the open circle, will give you a positive value for the left-hand side of the equation. So for example, 4 would give us 2 times 4, well that's an awful color, let's do it in blue, 2 times 4 over 4. Sorry, we're putting in, what are we putting in here? 4. That should be 6. Sorry, it's been a long day. And times 1. And so we end up obviously with a positive answer. We don't care what it is, but it's positive, and so that satisfies the equation. So we're going in the right direction there. Now, in your interval that occurs between 0 and 3, you've tested there and you've realized that you're going to get a negative value for the left-hand side. So that's a no. In this interval, though, between -2 and 0, let's test a value like 1. So if I take 1 and put it into the equation, I'm going to get 2 times positive 1 over 1 plus 2 times 1 minus 3. Now that's going to give me, we should be testing -1. That's going to give me a -2 over positive 1 times -4. And a minus over a minus is still going to be a positive, so I'm going to get a positive value there. So what happens is the values in between -2 and 0, like -1, -1/2, -3/2, are going to be a yes. We're going to get a positive there, and that's the second interval that you're looking for. When you're testing down here for values that are less than -2, so for instance, -3, then we're going to get 2 times -3 over -3 plus 2 and -3 minus 3. So we get a negative on the top and we get 2 negatives on the bottom, so 3 negatives altogether is going to make the answer negative, and we need for the answer to be positive. So the second interval that you need is the interval between -2 and 0, and that's going to be a round bracket like we said before, because you can't have you can have 0, you can't have -2 because you're going to end up with an undefined value in your denominator. You're dividing by 0, in other words. And so you want to be all values greater than 2, less than and equal to 0 for the second part of your interval.